As the world's eyes focus on the Olympic Games, one of the chief concerns of every country is, will our athletes and guests be safe? To ensure they are, security has grown increasingly intense since 1972, when terrorism first struck the Olympic Games. Today we're looking back to see how security has grown to keep up with the ever-changing terrorist threat. It was here at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum that the Olympic torch was aflame for the 1984 Games. But it was a pre-9/11 world where metal detectors and video cameras were enough to stave off any attacks. Today, these basic tools are no longer enough.
The battle against terrorism can also be considered an endless technological race where we're trying to stay one step ahead of the terrorists. For every great security device we deploy, the terrorists learn about it, test it, try to get through it, and they try to come up with ways that they're going to penetrate it. And when unfortunately they do, we then have to come up with something new that they don't know.
These advanced techniques include biometrics, iris scanners, and detection devices, to name a few. Olympic staffers must pass background checks. A no-fly zone has been established over the Olympic venues for the duration of the event, and surface-to-air missiles have been set up at 6 sites around London. Yet, despite this preparation, the Games have not been without their snafus. A set of keys to Wembley Stadium went missing, and less than 2 weeks before the opening ceremony, G4S, the security firm hired to protect the Games, fell short on personnel, requiring the British government to supplement their security with extra military troops. But experts remind us that aside from the pipe bomb at the Atlanta Olympics in 1996, the Games have been terror-free since Munich, and say the reason is that the Olympics are no longer a particularly desirable terrorist target.
The first terrorist attack in 1972, basically at that point, the terrorists were ahead of the media. They were ahead of technology, so to speak. That is because they could stage an event and all the world's media was already there. Had they done it somewhere else, then media would take a couple of days to get over to the place. The terrorists knew what we have to do is crash this party and we're going to get worldwide attention. Now, media are everywhere all the time. So terrorists, while they may like to strike at a high-profile event, can get the same kind of effect when it's a low-profile day.
The adage, better safe than sorry, definitely applies to events as high-profile as the Olympics. At present, the British have more troops on standby for the London Games than those deployed in Afghanistan. The Israelis have also heightened security around their athletes to prevent an anniversary attack, as it's been 40 years since the Munich Massacre, where 11 Israelis were killed by a Palestinian terrorist. Still, experts say the London Games are essentially a fortress right now, and that the real threat will come once the Olympics are over and everyone's defenses go down. For JN1 in Los Angeles, I'm Laura Berman.